Hey you, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about the trailer we got of the upcoming movie, The Dark Tower. And guys, I'm excited about this movie. It looks really good. For those of you who don't know, The Dark Tower is based on a series of books by the author Stephen King. Yes, the Stephen King. And I like most of what Stephen King does with his book to movie adaptions. You know, he's one of those authors that when he has a book to movie adaptation, they just always come out pretty well. You know, they come out pretty good. You know, some adaptions just don't have as much luck, but Stephen King's adaptions seem to do quite well. So, you know, anyway, the story follows a mysterious world that I guess you can kind of say it's in another dimension or parallel to Earth. And there's a tower that guards and protects both this mysterious world and our own. And if it falls down, then dangers of evil will unleash, and it's the job of the gunslinger here to, you know, basically be the guardian to protect, you know, both the worlds. And a gunslinger in their world is sort of like a knight. You know, he's a protector. Instead of maybe using armor and shields and swords, they instead use guns, but they have these very talented, unique abilities from what we can see from the trailers on how to use these weapons in a way, very cool way we've never seen before. So, you know, right away we get that Idris Elba, the actor Idris Elba, who one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, guy. I didn't know at first he was British. I found out he was British, and I don't know what it is about the Brits, but the Brits, you just kind of got this acting thing down. They come over here to America, they take all the jobs, but I assume some of them are nice people. I don't want to sound like Donald Trump, but but no, they do a great job in the acting, awesome job. And so there was some controversy about Idris Elba playing the gunslinger because, you know, as a lot of the book readers know, the gunslinger more fits the character appearance-wise of someone who looks like Clint Eastwood, you know, so very, person who would be of very European descent, probably Midwestern descent. And that's quite interesting because from what we know of Stephen King, most of his novels take place in like the Midwest, you know, very small towns in the Midwest of the United States. And so it's fitting that many of his characters will have many of those from the Middle West. And I kind of found it kind of strange that there's this kid that's the part of the main story, and he's from New York. So that's that was kind of just kind of felt a little bit different from Stephen King, because a lot of Stephen King, a lot of his characters had that Midwestern thing, because as a person who grew up in the Midwest, Stephen King, I believe in his experiences there, a lot of that comes out in his writings. And so that's why we get a lot of that Midwestern thing. So another thing I'm excited about and I love about what we're going to get from this Dark Trailer movie is, as you can see here, Matthew McConaughey is going to be playing a character by the name of Randall Flagg. So if you're familiar with, again, Stephen King's books, Randall Flagg, he appears in another one of his books, The Stand. And so Randall Flagg, Stephen King, in a lot of his movies, even like in, I think Pet Sematary and some of his other movies, he always has these characters that are representative of like the devil. And I don't know if they're all supposed to be Randall Flagg or go by the name of Randall Flagg, but I do know that in the book The Stand, in the TV show, or the miniseries they did way back when, that Randall Flagg did go by that name, and he kind of plays this demonic devil figure, that the kind of the personification of evil that shows up in many of Stephen King's works. And so he's here in this movie. So I found that very interesting because I liked him in The Stand. You know, very funny evil character, very interesting character. But he shows up there in The Stand, and he shows up in this world as well. So he's able to move between Stephen King's worlds. And I just thought that was, you know, very interesting, you know, to see same characters, you know, pop up in different worlds. Kind of feels like a continuation of some Stephen King stories. But the action sequences look great. You know, but getting back to Idris Elba, yeah, with some controversy, a lot of people wanted him to look like Clint Eastwood. You know, you can see he has this Western thing going. They wanted that. And, you know, Idris Elba, you know, it's obvious that he's a black man. And, you know, but he's a great actor, you know, a great actor. His acting is so good that, you know, I don't think that, you know, take away from the characters he plays, even if they aren't of European, you know, descent. And the reason I specifically focus on that for a minute is because we know with Idris Elba, he's had some issues, or he's had some controversy about being a character play James Bond, who, you know, is, I believe, supposed to be Scottish in the books by Ian Fleming. And so a lot of people don't like that. They don't like when you use other characters from other races or groups to portray their characters. I look at it like this. If they're really good actors, they can encompass that character. I think, you know, you can, if the acting's good, you can see past, I think, the character. But, you know, we did have Will Smith in the Wild Wild West, who played Jim West, and a lot of people weren't feeling that, so maybe not all the time, but in this particular case with an actor like Idris Elba, and no attacks on Will Smith. I think Will Smith fits a certain acting category, but a character like Idris Elba, I think he transcends race in his characters, you know, and I think it's because he's British as well. I don't know, with the British, they kind of on another level with that. That's how come they can come over here and get all the good jobs and be Superman and all of that. They perfected the acting thing. So wouldn't worry much about his race or away from the character. For those of you who are worried about that, I think you'll be surprised to see what Idris Elba is going to do with this role. He never really disappoints in any of his roles, especially if he's given them, you know, the main character spot like in this movie. You know, if he's kind of, you know, playing like a supporting character or something like that, you know, but in this particular case, I think when he has the helm, he's gonna do an excellent job. So excited about this movie, guys. Let me know what you all think, especially if you read the books Dark Tower. You know a lot of, you know, more about it than, you know, a person who's not familiar with it. Guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.